Hey everyone, Pastor Matt here, and I'm coming to you today for the specific purpose of better equipping you so that we as a whole can be the church God has called us to be. At this time of year, as we're approaching Easter Sunday, Resurrection Day, we get excited about this, and it's one of the couple times a year that by default, there's often a lot of visiting people on this Sunday and Christmas. These are two times of the year that there are just generally visitors, whether it be family that's come in and is spending time together, or whether it be people who decide that those two times a year is just, they're gonna make church a priority. And aside from the reasoning, we have a responsibility for those of us who are a part of the church family to be welcoming and inviting to those people. And so what better way to engage than to equip ourselves, ready ourselves, prepare ourselves for when that happens. So what I want to do today is in 5 minutes, I want to give you a 4-letter acronym for you to remember so that when you come here on a Sunday, or you come here during the normal service time, or even something you can apply in regular day-to-day life as I am out and about with people in my own community, how do I engage them in a way that says, I care about you, I'm interested in who you are, and I hope I get the chance to get to know you further. How do we do that? Well, I'm going to give you 4 specific steps on how you can do this for you to remember. I hope you'll take these, I hope you'll apply them, and I hope you'll put them into practice starting this week. So buckle up, let's be equipped together. All right, so pointer number 1, right out of the gate, the L stands for look for opportunities. Now this might seem really obvious, and yet week in and week out, those of us who have been attending church for the longest are most prone to fall into habits where we go to our seat, we sit down, we might say hi to a few people along the way, but then that's all we do. And we sit there and we wait for things to begin. Well, we're not going to be effective in reaching out and introducing ourselves to other people, newer people, people we don't know. We're not going to become any more formulated into togetherness if we don't first look for opportunities. So number 1, out of the gate, step 1, right, very first thing is I want to shift my focus away from doing what I'm used to doing and looking for new opportunities to engage with people. Now, number 2, our I, introduce yourself. Don't wait for someone else to come to you. If you see someone you don't know, if you see someone you don't remember their name, just initiate the conversation. Introduce yourself. Have you be the first point of contact rather than waiting on someone to introduce you to them, rather than waiting on them to somehow make their way to you and say, hey, my name is so-and-so. If someone new introduces themselves to you and you are the one who's been here longer, they have been more successful in becoming a part of a community than you have. So look for opportunities, introduce yourself. Number 3, F stands for form. Now, this is a whole nother acronym in and of itself, and it is a really simple way for those of you, especially if you're anything like me, small talk does not always come naturally. So, an easy method that you can use to walk through getting to know someone and really engaging with them is if you think of form. First off is family. Ask them questions about their family. There is an endless amount of questions. Some of you may not even get past this point. Family, number 1. Number 2, occupation. Ask them what they do. What do they do for work? How does that look week in and week out? Again, lots of questions you can ask as it relates to their occupation. R stands for recreation. What do you like to do for fun? How does that play into what you do and how you formulate your life? You may meet some people that do some crazy cool things for fun, and it can stimulate even further conversation, okay? Family, occupation, recreation. 4th, method of contact. One of the neat ways for us to really say, hey, we care about you, we want you to be a part of our family, is to actually take down a way that you can follow up that conversation at another time. So family, occupation, recreation, method of contact. All right, so we're through LIF. The last one in our acronym we're using to connect with people is T. What does T stand for? Take notes. Now, some of you have this gift where you just remember things. You remember the most random things. You remember names really, really, really well. And others of you are just going, there's no way. No way I am remembering all this stuff, especially if I get through all 4 FORM, form. If I get through that whole thing, there's no way I'm going to remember every piece of that. So what I encourage you to do, once you initiate and have a conversation with someone, take a minute and jot things down. Just take some scratch notes. Take some time and write it down. Now, some of you are going, well, maybe I don't always carry a pen or a piece of paper where I can jot things down. Well, most of you will have a smartphone, and built into your smartphone is a notes app. This is what I do. After I've met someone that I just engaged with for the first time, the first thing I will do is I will open up my notes app and I will make a new note, and I will put down just some information about the person I just met so that next time I see them, I can engage with them again in order to follow up. And what it communicates is, I don't just care about you enough to meet you one time. I care about you enough to remember and strive to pray specifically for the things we talked about last time. So, number 1, look for opportunities. Number 2, introduce yourself. You be the one to initiate contact. Number 3, form. Family, occupation, recreation, method of contact. And 4th, the T to complete, lift, as we're using for this acronym, take notes. Write it down so that you remember it and you're set up for success. I really hope you will use this tool. I hope you put it into practice. Start with point 1. Just begin by looking for opportunities and introducing yourself to new people. From there, build upon it. And the more we practice this, the more we go out of our way to do this, the more welcoming of a people we're going to be, and our culture will shift for the better as a result. I hope this has been helpful. I'm really excited to get together with you all this weekend. May the Lord bless you and keep you until we meet again. God bless, church.